did it happen?
An apparent heart attack.
At the airport?
No, between the street and the house. About 3 a.m. this morning. He had already passed away by the time Esther could summon help.
Oh, awful.
It was a shock to all of us. I mean, Frank was always such a healthy man. In fact, he had a physical before leaving for Europe. The doctor said that he had the heart of a teenager.
What now?
Excuse me.
I'm deeply sorry. Frank was such a good man.
They don't come any better. Would you care to pay your respects to Mrs. Vangelder?
Yes, of course.
There are some friends of Frank's here, Esther. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get your names.
Mr. Lorenzo, this is Miss Hawley.
Oh, how do you do?
Have we met before?
No, Mrs. Vangelder, but we were close business associates of Frank. As a matter of fact, I'm the person that called you from Port Charles while he was in Europe.
Oh, I'm sorry there'd been so many calls. You know, he'd been working so hard the last few months. Perhaps if he hadn't, then... Oh, I'm sorry. You said you worked with him?
Yes, very closely, as a matter of fact. The reason that we are here is that, well, we needed to get some information from him. We just flew into town for it.
I suppose there'll be a lot of unfinished business, won't there?
I know this is a very bad time, but I would appreciate it if maybe you could help.
Luke, I hardly think... Oh, no, that's all right. I mean, Frank's work was his life. Just look at him. He was always smiling. Well, you can see it in his eyes, look. Of course, I'll help you if I can.
Esther?
Yes.
Here's Andrew.
Oh, Andrew. Oh, Andrew, I'm so glad to tell.
When they called, I just couldn't believe it. This is so terrible.
I know. Come on, let me get you something to drink.
Well, this is not the man who told us you had oil. But then, of course, you knew that, didn't you?
Then, what is your plan?
Everything is contingent upon finding Holly.
Well, I realize that. It's what we do after we get her back in the fold that concerns me.
Well, it's simple enough. We get her to make a public statement about Spencer kidnapping her. Then she announces that she's handing over complete control of Rainbow Oil to the Corso family. That means the entire 2.5 million.
Just like that.
Well, who would question it? It's a solid business decision. Even Edward Quatermain would approve.
I don't want Holly hurt.
Well, considering she's your only ticket out of here, I wouldn't worry.
I suppose in the meantime, I'll assume that we take on a low profile?
No, just the opposite. We need to start looking more legitimate. And that means starting a rumor that we're thinking about, that we're interested in another oil find somewhere else. And that we're thinking of pulling out of Port Charles altogether.
And what will that accomplish?
Well, it'll make us slightly reluctant to accept the money when Holly offers it to us. Oh, we will, of course. Out of sympathy for poor Miss Sutton, the ex-hostage, and out of respect for the good citizens of Port Charles who've invested their nickels and dimes.
We'll look so much like saviors, no one will suspect that anything's wrong.
Precisely. It's an excellent plan, wouldn't you say, Charles? Charles?
It's flawless.
Then why that doubting pout on your face?
You must promise me something.
I can't promise anything unless I know what it is.
I want you to promise that no harm will come to Holly.
Well, I can't do that, can I? And Spencer's like a trapped tiger. There's no knowing how he'll react in a direct confrontation.
I'm not talking about Spencer. It's you and Oliver I fear most. I want to know that you will never force her or harm her in any way in order to get her to cooperate.
Oh, she'll cooperate, don't you worry.
Still, a situation could arise where her allegiance might seem to switch or falter.
Well, if that does happen, then we'll use everything in our power to correct her thinking. I'm sure all we need is a trump card, and well, we've got that. That's you, Charles.
Well, I wouldn't like a glass of wine.
Oh, yeah, I would.
You, baby?
No, none for me.
Well, I'm gonna fix myself a glass of iced tea. I'll get it.
Okay. I really...
Hello?
So glad you came.
Very thoughtful.
Actually, we needed a little company.
What do you want? Impossible. Don't ever call me here again. No, never again.
Baby?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Who was it?
No one. No, forget it. Ruby, you wanted a glass of wine, right?
Right. You were saying something before.
Oh, yes. I was wondering, well, if Luke knows what he's after this time. Well, he always, when he's involved in something, has a goal, a purpose. Oh, but this all seems so crazy. I just don't know if he knows what he's doing.
Oh, not Luke.
Well, how can you be so sure?
Because I know him. Luke always goes towards something, never away. This time, he's looking for an answer.
Yeah, but to what?
Some question only he knows.
Ruby?
Go. Thank you.
This is Vangelder. Could I get you some tea or a plate of
Oh,
something?
no, thank you very much. Oh, Reverend Bidwell, this is Mr. Lorenzo. He is a business associate of Frank's.
How do you do, sir?
Terrible tragedy.
Yes, terrible.
I thought I might get a cup of tea. Esther, a cup?
Oh, thank you.
Excuse me.
I realize this is hardly the appropriate time, but there were some matters that I needed to clear up with Frank.
Yes, I said I'd help you if I can.
Okay, do you know if he ever went to Port Charles to investigate the possibility of an oil field?
Well, I know that he went to the university there, a symposium of some kind, I think it was.
He never mentioned doing a survey on some property?
No, not that I remember, but then, you know, he was always involved in at least 100 projects all at the same time. And why is this so important to you?
We see, a while back, he was supposed to contact me. This was just before he went to Europe, and I was hoping perhaps he had mentioned it to you.
No. Oh, wait a minute. You said Port Charles, you said?
Yes, an oil field.
No, I don't remember anything about an oil field, but I do recall that he mentioned some people were trying to contact him or something.
Do you remember a name? Any name at all?
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yes,
excuse
of course, thank you.
Oh,
Would you like something to eat?
One thing is for certain. The man who told us there was oil on your property is not the man who's laying in a box at the funeral parlor downtown.
There's a ton of free food waiting for you.
Are you listening to me?
I've already heard it.
Apparently you don't want to hear what comes next. What comes next is simply this. Someone sent an imposter, a lookalike. That someone wanted us to believe that there was oil on your property, and most likely Dan Rooney found out about it and was stabbed for it. Do you have any idea who that someone might be, Miss Sutton? Holly. Holly.
I think we should leave.
No, I don't think so, not yet. The man's dead. The least we can do is eat the food you talked about. I'm going to stay a while, have something to eat. And call that number again. Relax.
You're terrific.
What about I got the recipe on the back of the cereal box? Oh, and I got to do my soup. I want to serve it on time.
I'll get it.
Oh, let me.
No, it'll make me feel better.
Okay.
There we go.
Now you can tell me
What?
who was on the phone.
Someone who I don't want to talk about.
Scotty?
Now, what makes you think that?
Honey, your reaction, I could tell it was someone you don't care about.
You got that right.
Well, tell me. Who was it?
It was my father.
Oh, I don't believe it.
I'll tell you the truth, neither do I.
What
Drunk? Oh, yeah. It's been 6 years. He must have been really bombed to get up the nerve.
What did he want?
Well, believe it or not, he wanted to see me.
Well, honey, maybe you should.
No. And don't ever mention him again. I want nothing to do with him.
There. Soup's gonna be ready in 5 minutes.
Oh, thanks so much, Ruby.
You know, I've been thinking about Holly. Did the two of you ever get to know her?
Not really.
No, I don't think anyone got too close to her.
I talked to her a couple of times, but she was so, remote.
Well, Luke was the only one that was close to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke's close to her. Wish I'd gotten to know her better. And maybe I'd know what Luke's after. Or why.
Right now, the main thing that concerns me is where Oliver went. You know, you still haven't told me.
Where do you think he went?
Well, off to find Spencer and Holly, of course.
Very good. Your powers of reasoning are as keen as ever.
But what does he do once he finds her?
You know the answer to that, too.
You always look for the weakness in a person, don't you? Then you press and push and humiliate your way into control of them.
I certainly know your weakness. Your precious daughter. Dear, sweet Holly.
You touch her, Basil, and I'll kill you.
You threaten me and I'll kill you and her.
Oh, my medicine. Oh, please. Oh.
Another seizure?
Yes. My pocket, Basil. Oh. My medicine. Please.
Minutes,
Scotch? What? Oh. I need to see Dolly.
What?
I have to see Dolly.
Oh, no, it's too late for that. We're down to the wire now, Charles. By tonight, Oliver will be back here with Holly, then we have one more day here and we're on our way. You'll just have to hang on.
Nice bread here. You're not eating. Why's that?
Lost my appetite.
Something wrong?
I think I just need some more coffee.
Why don't you take mine? I'm going to be here a while. I'll get some more.
Thanks.
I want to talk to Mrs. Vangelder. She started to remember something back there when I was talking to her before.
I think we should leave here right now.
Before I learn something significant? What's the matter with you? Whose side are you on?
Right now, I'm definitely on your side. Excuse me, could you tell me where the powder room is? Oh, right through that door and up the stairs. Thank you.
No powder rooms for you today, baby.
Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere without you.
I could have everyone's attention for a moment, please. On behalf of Mrs. Vangelder, I would like to thank you, everyone here, for coming. Sorrow is a terrible emotion, but one that is more easily endured when shared. We all love Frank Vangelder. He was a great man. At this moment, I think it fitting if we all lowered our heads and offered a silent prayer in his memory and in the memory of the love he shared with us.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're getting close. We gotta go. What are you doing?
Let me get through.
That girl who spilled the coffee, which way did she go?
Well, I guess to the ladies' room. She wanted a cloth.
Where is it?
Through that door and up the stairs.
That way, it's a street, around back, and then you tell me what's going on.
On Ryan's Hope, for Maeve, a dance contest is the answer to a dream come true.
I can't believe it's happening.
While for Joe and Siobhan, love becomes a bitter contest. And on the edge of night...
Are you backing off on your deal?
What if I were to add another term to our agreement?
And what would that condition be?
Not see Valerie anymore.
Ryan's Hope, the edge of night. Weekdays